This is my confession. I was never married. I lost my mother right after I graduated and got my first job. She was the only person who had stood by me all my life. The force behind every effort, every push towards something better. I never knew my father, and as the only child, my mother was everything to me. Her death hit me harder than I ever imagined. It tore something inside me, left me empty, hollow. In that deep grief, I found myself drawn to church, searching desperately for something, connection, peace, maybe even a sense of her. My mother had been a full-time Christian. Morning devotions, fasting, prayer vigils, it was her rhythm of life. She raised me to know God, even when I sometimes rebelled or didn't understand. But I respected her faith. And after she passed, something inside me turned toward it. I needed to find what gave her so much strength. So, I moved to the city for work, and one of my first priorities was finding a church that felt like home. I visited many, oh yes. Some churches were all noise and no spirit. Others were cold, more like concerts than places of worship. I kept searching until one day, I found this prophetic church that just felt right. The moment I stepped in, it felt different. During the first service, the prophet called me out. He began prophesying, speaking things that left me trembling. I mean deep things, things that only my late mother and I knew. He talked about our struggles, how she sacrificed for me, how we went days without food just so I could have books and uniforms. Then he said my mother was in heaven and she was watching over me. I broke down. Right there in the middle of the service, I cried like a child. I felt peace for the first time since she passed. Real peace. She passed away without ever tasting the fruits of her labor. She never even spent one kobo from my salary. Everything I had planned, all the good things I wanted to do for her, she never got to see it. That grief haunted me. The church became my home. I became a regular, then eventually the right-hand man of the prophet. Everyone seemed to empathize with me, though truthfully, I just wanted someone to understand. I was a broken man trying to patch himself with faith. For about 2 months, I was loyal, faithful, and fully immersed in service. I did everything for the man of God. I handled errands, cleaned, prayed, and attended to his needs. He trusted me. I trusted him. It was mutual respect. I loved the ministry. I believed in the anointing on his life. But things began to shift the moment his wife started acting strange around me. At first, I ignored the little things. Her compliments lingered. Her glances held something I couldn't name. Then she began touching my arm when she spoke to me, laughing at things that weren't funny. I kept telling myself it was my imagination. I prayed about it. I fasted. I rebuked every thought. Until one day, she came to my place. She said it was urgent. That she needed to talk. I let her in, naively thinking she had a genuine issue. But she began talking about how she felt unseen, how the prophet was always too busy with the ministry. She was vulnerable. I didn't know how to react. One thing led to another. We ended up in bed. The moment it was over, I was devastated. Guilt flooded me. I couldn't believe what I had just done. I couldn't look the prophet in the eye anymore. Every time I saw him, I felt sick. But his wife? She seemed fine. Unbothered. Almost like she enjoyed the danger of it. Even when I avoided her, she found ways to get to me. We got comfortable. Too comfortable. She started coming to my place like it was hers. Sometimes we'd meet in hotels outside town. Her business made it easy for her to slip away. And me? I stopped resisting. My conscience died a little more every time, but I was too deep. I was stuck. I didn't know how to escape the web I helped weave. Then came the day that changed everything. The prophet showed up at my place. I had given him a key, telling him he was always welcome. He had never used it without calling first. But that day, he walked in. There we were. Me and his wife. Caught in our sin. He didn't shout. He didn't scream. He didn't even look angry. He simply said, "Let's all close our eyes." I obeyed. She obeyed. And then he began to pray. But it wasn't any prayer I had heard before. It wasn't the usual tongues. It wasn't Igbo. It wasn't Yoruba. It wasn't Hausa. It wasn't any language I recognized. It sounded ancient. Like something older than words. My body began to shake. I tried to open my eyes, but I couldn't. My knees gave out. Then everything went dark. When I woke up, it was evening. The house was empty. Silent. Like no one had ever been there. I looked around, confused, disoriented. I felt strange. Weak. Then I looked down and screamed. My manhood was gone. Nothing. Flat. Smooth skin where everything used to be. I lost my voice that day. Not literally, but something inside me broke forever. I started to feel pain. Deep inside my bones. Then my memory started to fade. I couldn't remember simple things. I'd forget what day it was. Where I was. Then my legs began to swell. Dark patches formed. Infection set in. Doctors tried everything. But it was like a curse. My legs had to be amputated. I watched my life disappear. I lost my job. My dignity. My future. With no one in the city and nothing left, I returned home. Now my arms are showing the same signs. The same decay. Doctors say they don't understand it. But I do. I know. I need saving. I don't know who to turn to anymore. I feel like I'm fading. Every night, I see shadows. I hear voices. Sometimes, I see my mother in my dreams, crying. Other times, I hear the prophet praying in that strange language. I don't know how much time I have left. I am begging, pleading, if anyone hears this, if you believe in prayer, please pray for me. I never intended to become this person. I was just a broken man searching for comfort. And now, I am barely a man. I'm just pain in a shell. May God have mercy on me. If you think this is just a story, then may your eyes be opened. Sin has consequences. Some wounds don't bleed. Some punishments are not seen by men but are deeper than flesh. Pray for mercy before your own darkness arrives.